Greetings. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Man United agenda on Thursday, the 7th of March, 2024. I'm delighted to be joined by some real superstars tonight in Stefan and Dora. And we've also got a Monday here.
Very good. I got you yesterday. That's payback. 1-1.
Well, I haven't even started yet. Because we're addressing something in a minute. Stefan, how are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm looking forward to the preview. Maybe looking more forward to the preview than the match. But yeah, I'm excited for this one. So let's go. Let's get into it.
And Dora, you've had an action-packed sandy day.
Yes, I did. I watched Doom 1 to, remind myself what is it about. Then I went to watch Doom 2, and I had a great day. At work as well. I got a new opportunity. So yeah, today was great. Sometimes those things, when you don't expect them, those things lift you up. And you know what? I'm feeling great today. And I'm really happy to finally meet Stefan officially because he's been great on the channel. So yeah, and of course you two guys. I love you guys.
Yeah, of course. Well, what a day you've had, Dora. Delighted to hear
my God, yeah.
Good work opportunities. It's always nice to hear.
Yeah.
Monday, how are you?
Great, thanks. There's no spoilers coming from Dora about the film because I know you're going to watch it tomorrow, aren't you?
I am.
June 2. Yeah, I'm great. I'm not complaining. If you ever ask me how I am, I'll just say I'm great. I'm good. I don't want to have any misery in my life. We haven't got time for that, guys. No time in life to be miserable and sad. Just enjoy it. No matter what's going on, I enjoy my life. I'm grateful every day that I'm here. And I give thanks to the Almighty for every day that I see the sun. So I'm wonderful. Thank you.
All right. Well, before we get stuck into the match preview, first of all, we've got to give a big shout out to Jeff. As some of you might know, Jeff is our head admin and he's a great supporter of this channel and other channels. And he's had some problems with his legs or something. He's had a bit of a setback and he's having to have another operation. So, if you know Jeff, send him a nice message. Don't do what I said and said that at least he didn't have to take 2 buses like Marcus Rashford. Let's have a look at some comments. I mean, Lucky Singh's been on one today, but we'll start off with Solo. Hello, Solo. Lovely to see you commenting at 2:10 in the afternoon. Lucky's just had a field day with the comments, and he wants to talk about Southgate and De Zerbi. De Zerbi's having a nightmare tonight. Has anyone seen the scores?
No.
Roma
4-0, was it?
Yeah. 4-0 up against Brighton, which is not good for us, but shout out to the brave men of Azerbaijan, who I think have beaten Leverkusen 2-1, which helps with our coefficient a lot. We've also got Bart. I'm quite eager to see how United fare against Toffees. Would love to see Garner feature for the Liverpudlian side versus his home club. And then he's put a question mark there. We got Andrew in the house. Hello, Andrew. And we've got DK Wilson all the way from Wilmington. That sounds like something out of the Flintstones. And look, getting a lot of love here, Dora and Stefan from DK Wilson. And Andrew shouting out Jeff.
Sorry, I need to ask, isn't Joe Biden from Delaware? Please, DK, confirm. I'm just curious.
Yeah, like this is this what?
Yeah,
Andrew's
I think he is.
I think he is. Yeah. Trivia question.
All right, so if you haven't checked out yesterday's show, it was an absolute banger. We had Stefan on, we had Andy Tate, we had my friend Cement, and Monday for some reason brought up the Ruud van Nistelrooy Ollie question again. Because the first time we did it, he said afterwards that he felt that we lost a lot of legitimacy as a channel for not being serious enough. And then he did an impression of a clown right at the end of the show, which was...
It's something only I can do. I've never met anyone who can do it with their lips. So.
To be fair, you were 5 years late for Kylie Jenner challenge that happened, with those things with, So I mean, you were a little too late.
I've raised the bar now. Raise the bar.
Yeah.
What they call it, lip fillers. Yeah, lip fillers, isn't it?
Yeah.
Seems like everyone, it seems everyone's getting them these days. Like they call them duck lips or something. But I just think sometimes it looks a bit unnatural because if you're not naturally having those big lips, it just doesn't look right. It's for me. It's a big turn off. So women, girls, do not get lip fillers out there, please, if you don't mind. It's not good look.
You don't mind?
It's not good. I mean, we all agree it's not good look. So it's not noticeable. It just looks pathetic. Yeah.
Good advice. Good advice. Good advice.
Yeah. But please check the show out yesterday. We got Andy Tay on an enormous rant about Rashford, which was extremely amusing.
And Pat Williams as well.
And Pat Williams. Yeah. But tonight what have we got on the show? Well, we've got all the normal stuff. We've got the stats, the danger men, key players. I don't think we have a solo 11, to be honest, but we've got predictions. But most excitingly of all, a new feature, which is Dog of the Day, where I've selected a dog that I like with a really heartwarming story. But first, I think actually what we're going to do before we get into all of that is I'm going to ask everyone here, like after the Fulham and City games, like how is everyone feeling about the club and the team at the moment? Emotions have been running high, I think, in the last two matches. We'll start with you, Dora. How are you feeling about the team and our prospects?
I think that people should stop constantly, repeating as parrots, the injuries, because it's really, on my nerves. And I'm not even that much on Twitter or social media. It's just, it's everywhere, right? You look at that direction, you go on YouTube, I need to clear out my history and, fix the algorithm because it's really, it's getting old. And the whole discussion, Ten Hag in, Ten Hag out, it's getting on my nerves really, and I can't stand it, in all honesty. I hate it. But when it comes to, my overall thoughts, on the team right now, it's like, I mean, I don't think we will get top four. I didn't think before, even during that run, I haven't felt like we had it in us to go for that top four or top five, however, the placings in the European or Champions League, Europa League, or whatever happens. I don't know. The City game, the more I think of it, I get more angry, in all honesty. Fulham game really angered me, but after the City game I was like, okay, so we kind of did well in the first half, but then we fell apart. They're just better, and that is still correct, but I felt that we missed some chances, and I don't think that the players and the manager did a really good job stopping them. I don't think we should have fell apart that hard, but it's the combination of everything, right? They were knackered after 50th minute because of that, style of play that we were trying. And, me and Omondi talked about it, on that stream. But I don't know. I don't have a good feeling about the club, in honesty. The only thing I'm positive about is the youth team and the summer that is closer and closer with every day. So
you get somewhere nice.
I mean, yeah, and I'm enjoying, the interviews with old Manchester United, legends and players, and I'm actually reliving the good old days because it's kind of hard to watch United, but yeah, on the weekend this is the chance to, kind of balance the ship, which has been in tough waters, in my opinion, since that first game of the season. But every win is always good to see. So I'm hoping that will kind of balance everything up.
Okay, Stefan, how are you feeling, sir?
Joe, I'm good. I got a very aggressive notification on my phone there. Like, I don't know if anybody heard the big buzz on my desk, so I do apologize for that. So I've promptly thrown it over there. Yeah, I mean, I remember in the Fulham match, it was myself, it was you, Bart, and it was Monday. And we kind of talked ourselves into circles saying that, yeah, we're going to win this match. And we felt very confident. We looked at it. Fulham won a away win all season before they came to Old Trafford. There's no way they're going to turn up and do us. And that's exactly what happened. Look, what I would say about the Fulham and City matches, you got two different matches and two completely different lessons that we learned. You know, it doesn't take a genius to know that City are a level above us right now. We can get beat there. But I think the Fulham match is disappointing because, yet again, it was the same issues time and time again that we've had all season long coming back to bite us. I mean, going into this one against Everton, it's another team who's got a lot to play for at the bottom end of the table. They're going to be physical. It's something that we struggle with. I think we've got a lack of strength and pace in the team in general. And it's going to be a difficult match, and Everton will come. The onus will be on us to go out there and try to beat them. They'll take a point. You know, that Sean Dyche will absolutely take a point at Old Trafford. He would probably fancy himself to get 3 points the way things are going at the minute, but the onus is going to be on us. It might lead to those big spaces on the pitch again. It might lead to Everton having opportunities again. So I'm not feeling overly confident going into this one. But look, I stand to be made a fool of. If we go out there and win 5-0, I will happily put my hand up and say I got it wrong.
Monday.
Yeah, I agree with the guys. I mean, look, I'm quite happy at the moment. How am I feeling after those games? I'm happy. Because the thing is, you can't hide from yourself. Remember Teddy Pendergrass? He had a song called "You Can't Hide from Yourself." Everywhere you go, there you are. So no matter what you try to do, we've had a good start in this annual year, 2024. Haven't lost, and then we lose to Fulham. So you can't hide from yourself. And Teddy Pendergrass also said, turn on the lights and light a candle. So you turn on the light and you reveal everything. So we're not hiding. Once you're on the pitch, whatever's going on off the pitch, once you watch the game, you can't hide from it. You have to absorb it and take it in and deal with it. And we are dealing with it. Great, we have a channel. We can discuss after the game, the eye test, or all the shows throughout the week to discuss what's going on on the field. So there's no surprises. I know, I accept where we're at the moment. We're, sixth in the table. We're not the best of teams, how we used to be. And sometimes you just have to, light a candle and just, hope for the best. That's where we're at the moment. We can't pretend to be in the Champions League form, or we're out of the Champions League. We can't pretend to be top four or competing for that. We're not there yet. So I'm looking forward to the game against Everton. What I take hope in is seeing development of players right now. So when I'm watching games now, I'm saying, "Oh, Kobe, go on!" You get behind the youngsters, Garnacho. You want to see development, and the striker as well, and players that have been under a lot of pressure. You get behind them, like Onana. I'm happy when he has a good performance to turn it around, to show some character. So I'm looking at that, and most importantly, which has been a major talking point, is you want to see the style of football. Can we stop them from having a shot every 5 minutes? Which I've heard a new stat that's come out. Disrespect to Man United. Every 5 minutes we conceding a shot. Can we shore out our defence? Can we be a bit more organised? Can we stop giving space in midfield for them to attack us? These are things that we're watching. So the reality is, the whole town's laughing at me, as in Teddy Pendergrass. That's another song, Teddy Pendergrass. Whole town's laughing at us as a Man United fan base right now. So let's turn it around and technical knockout to Everton this week and bring it back, because it's been such a roller coaster ride this season, to be honest, under Ten Hag, and I'm still behind the man, and I think he's got enough with the players he's got there to sort of steadily move on with things and get some good results and stop the moaning.
What an inspiring team talk, Monday. Shout out to Teddy Prendergast or whatever.
Rest in peace, Teddy Pendergrass. What a great guy. What a great singer. All
right, should we look at some comments? There's apparently 25 people watching. If you would be kind enough to, don't give us a like. Just say hello. If you're just watching, say hello. Right, what's Bart got for me? I've just seen him say that Dominic Calvert-Lewin is better than Højlund, so I'm stopping that one there. Was a good laugh and very enjoyable last night. It was an absolutely great show. Right. Andrew is saying he thinks that the ETH inners are waking up to the fact he is going. People are always months behind me.
Oh, God.
Andrew, only clowns and children need applause. Andrew is saying he was more angry with the result against Fulham, and I think I am as well. City was always a free hit. Fulham was a disgrace.
Yeah.
Bart is saying, given you've been ravaged by injuries and still have a lot of players that don't suit ETH Creefian principles, would DYCHEBALL actually suit you? How different is it from Ollie? We'll get into that a bit later, but DYCHEBALL wouldn't suit us because it involves a lot of running, to be honest. And then the lads here are talking about how they felt that the season would start with Bart saying on Stefan's show, he said that he thought United would finish 6th to 8th at the start of the season. And Andrew surprisingly went for United to finish 2nd. And we've also got a guy I haven't seen before, V. Ten Hag's tactful dance, Red Devil's fate in his hands, glories reclaimed, chance. And now a less poetic sentence from him. Ten Hag must be given time to succeed because building a successful team requires patience, consistency, and the opportunity to implement his vision fully. What are you up to up there, Ronde?
No, I'm giving it a peace sign and the V sign as well, as in victory for that great. He's on it. I like that. I like to hear that.
Well, do you know what? Do you know what I said to Dora earlier today? Is that I think that if anyone deserved a successful structure behind them, it's Ollie. I think that Ollie did far better than Ten Hag has, and it's Robert Yanni, and deserved the and deserved to go with a proper footballing structure behind him. Do you want to say, like Dora? You know, as someone with ties to Coventry City, I'm not the biggest fan of Robert Yanni. You bring him up every week.
Yeah, I don't think we will talk about it post stream. I will tell you about him. He had a how do you say it? A blunder in Croatian media. So I will tell you after.
Oh, fantastic! All right, right. Let's look at the show. All right. So the first thing we got are some Everton stats. We'll run through this very quickly, and then I'll ask the panel what they kind of mean. So Everton have the second highest amount of crosses per match, the highest amount of long balls, the highest amount of aerial duels won. They're the second highest scorers after Everton from set pieces. Their expected goals for the season is 2 higher than Manchester United, but they're 15 goals behind what they should have scored this season from the chances that they've made. Dora, I can see quite a lot of theatrics going on from you. So, what this is worrying you? Yeah.
Yes, it is worrying.
Okay, why?
You want me to continue? Sorry. To be fair, this all depends on the players we have in the defense, but historically, and I mean in the last few seasons, we are not really good in set pieces, especially defending set pieces. In my opinion, I thought that this season we witnessed some awful goals from set pieces. For example, was it Villa? It was Villa, I think, when, for example, that set piece gets to my mind when, they scored from 2 set pieces, but the second set piece where they went for a corner and Theo Donker was all alone in our box, and, he literally just strolled through our, through our defense like he was there all alone. This doesn't, in that sense, I think that we are not very strong. I wish if Harry Maguire is actually fit for this game, because he would be good for this, especially when it comes to clearing your lines, and even I don't like him in the attack when he is, with head, because his headers in attack are quite dodgy still. I think he only was scored 3-4 goals for us since he came here, from a set piece or whatever. But in the defense, I think he's, strong in the air, and I think he will do great there. But crosses, defending set pieces, and the highest amount of aerial duels won by the opposition, it doesn't fill me with confidence, to be quite honest with you. But even that last game when we played them, they had a lot of chances. I didn't watch the game. I actually watched the chances and most important bits of the game afterwards. We won 3-0, I think, that game. Did we win 3-0? I think we won in November 3-0. But Calvert-Lewin missed 2 insane chances in the first half, and then they had another one or another 2 from the set pieces. So that's the positive thing from our perspective, because they are obviously 15 goals behind their XG. They're not scoring many goals. I think Doucouré is their best scorer. Mm-hmm. So it kind of fills me with confidence that they are going to miss better chances. But then again, it's Sean Dyche. They are, as Stefan said in the beginning, they are playing for a lot. They got their 4 points back since the whole deduction thing, and the crosses and everything else. And then when you incorporate that, it will be a tough game, especially at Old Trafford. We are so bad at Old Trafford this season. It's insane.
And we're bad everywhere, Dora.
I mean, we are, but
from Rome to Mandalay.
Yeah.
Right, Stefan, can you assure Dora, looking at these stats?
Probably not. Probably not, guys. To be honest, I've just got. I just don't have a lot of confidence about it. I guess maybe you could say Everton's lack of quality finishing, being 15 goals underneath their XG, is a place of reassurance. But I look at a team in United that struggle to defend set pieces. I'm looking at an Everton team who are going to thrive off set pieces. That's not a good mix to begin with. I guess out of the back four we might see, you could see Lindelof in there, and he has struggled a lot against Calvert-Lewin in the past. If it is to be Calvert-Lewin, Doucouré is a very physical runner, and he will get into the box as well. I think he is their top goal scorer, maybe with 6, but they've also got Amadou Onana, Tarkowski, Brantwood, a lot of big physical players who will be very good in the air, very dominant in the air. So it's going to be hard for us to defend against that, because outside of Varane, maybe, I think is pretty much guaranteed to start, I don't think we have too many top-class box defenders in terms of winning those aerial duels. So it might be a very busy day for Varane if there is no Harry Maguire for Saturday. But I think Maguire will mitigate it somewhat. But I'm just looking at Everton's strengths line up very well with our weaknesses, and that's not something you really want to see.
Styles make fights, Amondo.
Yeah, most certainly. And this style is similar to what we had against Luton the other day, isn't it? With I think they've got a lot of crosses into the box. They've got big aerial duel winners in their team as well, and we handled that okay. You're supposed to deal with this. This is what you're supposed to do. You should be relishing the challenge, and they're doing their homework like we are right now with Everton. And I think if you can handle that, you're likely to win the game, in my opinion. Everton, I think, they've got their struggles, but they've got something to play for because of the injustice that they have. And Scousers with injustice, they like that, don't they? They feel hard done by, in a way. I'm talking about the fans, I'm here this whole time. So we're looking at this data. I'm not too impressed, because this is something that you're supposed to deal with. As a professional player, you're supposed to deal with this. This is what you get in the lower leagues, physical duels and crosses to deal with. Weren't they saying that one academy player was playing academy football and then went on loan and was dealing, had 5 headers a game to deal with, and then went lower in leagues and he had 5 headers to deal with in 5 minutes or something like that. It's just a completely different game. So I think we are prepared for this. We can deal with it. We've got Johnny Evans, we've got Harry Maguire, who you would expect these guys to win their duels and deal with these sort of things all day. But then saying that, we've got players that you do have concerns about, like Stefan was saying there, in that situation. But overall, I think if we can deal with these situations, deal with the set pieces, stop them getting crosses in and that kind of thing. And as you know, you surprised me, Bath time. You let us know that crosses aren't the way to score many goals. Percentage-wise, is it now? It's about cutbacks and half.
Well, it's crosses from the byline.
Okay.
Crosses from the half space get you a lot of goals, but from the byline, not so much.
So I think because of that, I feel sort of encouraged by that sort of thing. But Everton, I think they're a pretty good side, and I like their manager. But I think if we cut that out, we got enough quality to win the game.
Well, I mean, their manager's a bit of a local hero to me. He's Sean Dyche from Kettering, and I'm from Corby, and Sean Dyche is literally the only man from the area that's ever really gone on to forge a career in football. So I've always been a fan of his. But we're just going to do some comments before we get on to the next slide. So we've got Andrew saying that all these points raised for the Luton game, and to be fair, we did suffer. That's the physicality. Like, Luton are the only team that cross the ball more than Everton do. And Andrew's also informing us of his viewing choices for later on. And we've got V with some poetry. In red he stands, a legend's grace. Ollie's touch, a golden trace. From pitch to heart, his spirit gleams. Ori's glory forever beams.
Fantastic.
And then one of my favourites is Lucky Singh. Glazers out. And we've got Football Power Hour. Big up the panel. Hit the likes, folks. This is Pappy, isn't it? He used to do our watch-alongs. Hello, man. Pappy. I hope you're doing well. Pappy's a fun guy, and you should definitely go and subscribe to his channel. Really good fun.
Yeah.
Lucky Singh is sending us some dynamite, which I'm not sure how I feel about. And Andrew is saying he's spitting the truth tonight. So shout out, Lucky Singh. All right, what have I got for you next? Yes, the Dyche press. So this is something that I think Dyche isn't really sort of known for, but has developed a lot. About 10 years ago, Dyche did a video for the football coaching channel where he said that pressing was going to be the new passing. And it was something that every Premier League club were going to have to do, including Burnley at the time. And when you look at what Everton are doing here, they have PPDAs, pressures per defensive action, and you want that to be as low as possible. Everton's is really high. That means that they have to do a lot of pressing before they get the ball back, compared to like Liverpool have the best press in the league statistically. But if you look at the amount of shots that they are creating, that's a dangerous and aggressive press. Like they've won the ball back and shot at goal 43 times and scored 7, whereas United have won it back 47 times and have scored twice, which we have one of the worst presses in the league. So, Stefan, I think I'll start with you. I want you to tell me about the dangers of pressing Everton and the danger of the Everton press.
Yeah, of course. Let's take it from our point of view initially. This is a key term that you're buzzing about every single time, and it's always been an issue for us this season. It's the rest defence. Whenever we press and whenever we have the ball higher up the pitch, we leave those massive spaces to be counter-attacked on. So it's about us winning the ball higher up the pitch. Now, I think in terms of the actual forced amount of turnovers, we're pretty high up the league, but in terms of what we do with that, it's very low, as that graph does show there. But one thing that you do have to worry about is that Everton won't hesitate just to play the ball long over the press. And if we overcommit to a press and they just launch it long, they're going to end up in maybe like a 2v2, a 3-on-2, something like that further up the pitch. If they win the header, win a flick on, they could get in behind us. That's very conceivable. And especially the way it's likely to go with us probably having the majority of possession, that could be something that we have to watch out for. But I worry as well about the Everton press on the other end, because I feel like without Lisandro Martinez, we struggle to play out at the back. Without Luke Shaw, we struggle to play out at the back. Amrabat last week, prime example of that, absolute prime example. And we could be, he could be left back in this match due to lack of options, as I'm I'm sure really excites you both time. But yeah, look, at one end of the pitch, we can overcommit. We can end up leaving ourselves overexposed and putting Calvert-Lewin up against Amrabat in an aerial situation, or putting him up against Dallo in an aerial situation where there's only going to be one winner. And then from the other end, we can give the ball away like we did last week, concede a goal, and then it gets a lot harder, because if Everton go a goal up, they're going to absolutely relish that, and they're going to sit back and be hard to break down, try to hit us on the counter attack as well.
Yeah, that's a great point. So Everton are actually one of the best teams in the league at defending a lead. When they take the lead, they normally win. And just to be clear on something, the rest defence is nothing to do with pressing. It is about protecting against transitions, and it is a structure that you have in possession, which I'm sure is what you meant to say, Stefan.
Yeah. I just meant like if we overcommit to the press, it opens the door to be transitioned upon if we get played through. Basically, was what I was going for there in a roundabout way.
Yeah. Okay. Amondi. Right. What is this? Is this just stats gobbledygook? Is there any truth to it? Is
Yeah,
right.
certainly. Because you said I can barely see this, but you said Everton got 43 shots and scored 7 from it. It's actually 4, according to this data.
Oh, that's Brighton, isn't it?
Yeah, Brighton. So it's only 2 more than us. I just think the lack of quality that Everton have. They might be working really hard, like Burnley did, but it's like lack of quality finishing your dinner at the end of it. So you do all that work, which is good, and they're a very well-drilled team under Deutsch. Sorry, not Deutsch. Deutsch. Who's he? Under Dyche. I think they're a very well-drilled team, and usually, you see the good teammates. They get on well together and work hard together as a unit. So it's just my only issue with on a big pitch like Old Trafford. I think they're going to have to be a bit more cautious and sit back a bit, and don't press too much against us, because we will hurt them. We can hurt them. We've got the ability to do that, and I don't think they got the ability. I'm looking through the team. I'm just thinking they've got the former Man United winger, Burnley winger, who I'm quite impressed with, and they got Calvert-Lewin as well. I'm just thinking about their threats, and there's no one there with rapid pace to get in behind us or hurt us. So I think we can play our game and not have to worry too much about the Dyche press and the issues like that. I just think we need to be a bit more confident, play our game, and not too worried too much about their game, because they're sitting down towards the bottom end of the league, and not to undermine them too much, but I just don't think they've got the quality to finish their dinner when they do press us a lot. And I think I must agree with what Stefan was saying about the issue that we might have with the rest defence. When we're sitting back, it's supposed to be a 5, isn't it? A 5-man rest defence. We're not doing that. We're leaving a lot of space between our defence and midfield, and we need to sort that issue out, because from the first game of the season, whether it's Wolves or whether it's Spurs, whatever, there's a lot of space in that area that's being exploited by other teams, and I think that is the big thing going around right now. With other teams playing us, they know that we haven't fixed that problem. So I would like to see us try to manage the issue right now, and get our midfield sorted out and get the right personnel in there to ensure that we sort out the issues, cut out the errors, and then we start getting results again.
Great stuff. Just before we get to you, Dora, I'm just going to get to the comments, because I feel that they're being a bit neglected. And Harley is in the house saying he absolutely loved Dyche's 4-4-2. He wants it. He doesn't like this new 4-3-3 nonsense. And Andrew, showing the range of opinions we have on this channel, says that he's a huge Dyche skeptic. He's completely inflexible in his systems. We've got Hot Fuzz 44, hello there, saying fuzzy raid. We have got DK Wilson saying Amrabat says his confidence has been blown up. He also mentioned a guy called Bathtub who ruined his social media following with his Shetland pony references. And we've got We Deserve Better. I only love Dyche's voice. He's got that sort of. Anyway, right. Dora, are you worried about the press?
I'm always worried about press with United. Also, I think bad time saying that Amrabat looks like Shetland pony is the best thing that happened to this guy in the last year or so. So I don't think that's his fault that he's been absolutely rubbish. I mean, since World Cup, that's his best work that he's done in the Premier League. But putting that aside, yes, I totally agree with everything that the guy said. That's why I don't understand why people who want Ten Hag to stay, they're constantly saying, "Oh, we have a great press." I can maybe name 5 situations throughout the whole season where we dispossessed the opposing team and actually try to do something. In most cases, as this graph or table says, we only scored 2 goals. So I mean, I absolutely agree. I have nothing innovative to add, because yes, we are always exposed in the midfield, in the defense. And it will be interesting because I'm just seeing the team news. I was looking at the team news. Tomorrow we will find out if Johnny Evans or Maguire.
I've got all of that. I've got all of that, Dora. It's all right. I've got it all.
I mean, it will depend on who we are going to play in that defense or the midfield. But then again, they cannot deal with fast players. And so yeah, I mean, yeah, it doesn't look good.
Right. Well, one of my favourites has popped in to make things look a lot better. It's Stephanie Griffiths, who's telling us that we have, I think she said 19 likes. According to StreamYards, we've got 41 people watching. So please don't be shy. Say hello. If you think that, we're talking absolute nonsense, you're well within your rights to say it. But our next slide is just how I expect Everton's shape to be tomorrow, which is basically a low block like this, nice and compact. I don't think that this needs any more explanation. We know that that's what we're going to get. But it's more their attacking shape, which I find interesting. It's a kind of, I don't really like formations. But that left-hand side of Mickey and McNeil is something that stands out to me. Stefan, have I got this right? Have I got this wrong? Is this how you see Everton setting up?
Yep, pretty much. I think maybe I'm not 100% sure on the availability of Decore for this match, because I could see them perhaps going with him, and he would be in the position, I guess, where Onana is, and Onana and Garner playing further back, because I think Dyche might want to go for the more physical options, because really, in terms of midfield, we don't have much running power, we don't have much physicality outside of McTominay maybe, but that's about it. So there is an advantage there for Everton to be had, but you're right, that left-hand side, Mikolenko, Dwight McNeil, they're going to put a lot of crosses into the box when they can. That's going to be their intention with that. Harrison probably is going to come inside as well, but it concerns me whenever I see just physical players who I know can win the ball in the air going up against Lindelof, going up against whoever we have at left back, be it Amrabat or even if it's Dallo with maybe Kambuala or someone at right back, like how we finished the derby. But it's they're definitely going to have their own abilities and their own routes to success in this one. I think one player I would like to highlight there as well is Jared Brantwaite. He'll be very good in this one. Been impressed with him this season. He'll help to cover in the transition when they have it there. Very quick player, good in the channels. Godfrey as well. So yeah, I mean, they're going to cause us issues, and it's about how we deal with them, and it's about how we can cause them more problems. Hopefully, find the back of the net and win the match.
Speaking of dealing with these problems, Dora, when you look at Mickey and McNeil, could we see Anthony tomorrow in that right wing position helping out Dalot?
Most definitely. I think that despite his deficiencies this season, he is still our only right winger that actually tracks back, even though in some cases that didn't happen. I think Dalot was left too many times alone on the island against two players. But yeah, I think he is the only one who actually covers there. Hopefully, I mean, Højlund is probably still out, so I'm expecting probably Rashford once again at the number 9 and Garnacho on the left. I like Garnacho on the right. I mean, we all like him there. Even though he had some games where he failed to, come back and, help Dalot, but I think also that he's been the one who would, track back and at least stand in front of the opposing player, not like, the likes of, Rashford or whoever is on that left side who just don't, they just don't even bother to track back in any shape or form. But on the other hand, I don't want this stream to feel too negative. I think with this shape, like they are pressing as well. I think that if we string 2-3 passes and actually find our how do you say it? We find our targets, the likes of Rashford, the likes of Garnacho, the likes of Anthony if he starts. I think, and Bruno maybe tries to find the wingers and the flanks. I think we could score a few goals as well. I mean, as much as I admire their strength, their set pieces, they are 20, not 20th, sorry, they are 15th or whatever they are. They're in the bottom tier of the table. Like the same, problems that we have, they have this, we can expose those same problems against them as well. We can, take that, dispossess them and try to catch them on the counter, right? Because that's been our strength. The only strength this season. Most of the times we would score from those situations. So, I mean, it will be interesting, but Anthony is probably going to start on that side. We will talk about it later. But then again, look at Brent White is supposed to be the one who is covering for McNeil and Mikolenko, but I wish to see us trying to expose those holes and pressing against Everton. So it will be interesting to see how we fare after that loss on the last weekend.
Okay, great stuff. Amanda, can I do the comments before I come to you, or do you want to dive in?
Yeah, you can do the comments. It's great.
Yeah. First of all, we got V back again, saying playing for a top club requires a deep understanding of tactics and the ability to adapt to various playing styles. Amrabat might not have demonstrated the tactical acumen necessary to thrive at United. Yeah, I completely agree with you. Shetland Pony, this suggests bath time may only wish to either stroke or even ride Amrabat. I would love to ride around on Amrabat. It would be just the best day ever. Like in June, they ride the sandworms. I just love to be on top of Amrabat doing that. And Yanni is saying he likes Branthwaite and Tarkowski. Those two are good centre-backs. I agree. Stephanie is saying that the Everton's attacking shape is toffee-shaped. And V is saying that Premier League football demands a high level of physicality and stamina. Amrabat's ability to cope with the intense physical demands of the league concerns me. No permanent deal, please. I don't think you're alone in saying that, to be honest, V. And look, DK Wilson is in complete agreement. The lack of physicality is alarming. So-called lesser teams actually feel they can bully United. Sure. Andrew, with another sensible and balanced take, is saying that he thinks Anthony should be sent to The Hague for crimes against football.
Oh my God.
Steph saying it looks like Anana is fit again. I know, Dora. It's Andrew, isn't it? He works on these all day. And Yanni's got some bad news for us, which is that Erasmus won't be back until March the 30th. So he's out for a bit still. That's almost 3 weeks. That's more than 3 weeks, which is a bit worrying. And Lucky Singh wants Anthony and Dalot on the right-hand side, which I think is a very good idea, to be honest. So, Amonde, some positivity.
Yeah, I back that. I mean, it's good to see these graphics and see how everything is setting up. And yeah, probably they will be bringing things down the left-hand side. I've just noticed they got like 4 left-footed players there. Harrison's left-footed as well, I believe. And the centre-back, the youngster, McNeil and Milichenko. Is that how you say it? Milochenko, whatever.
Just call him Mickey.
Yeah, so a bit like Luton the other day with Doughty marauding down the left. They're going to try to push the ball down there, and we need to deal with that. I just think it's just about keeping compact, shuffling across, and making sure they don't get the crosses in to the big guys. You can see Onana. I think he's magnificent in the air. He's tall as it is. He's probably about 6'3", but I saw him score the goal the other day, and he's just got that leap on him. So we have to be careful of that. And it's quite simple but effective. But we just have to cut it out. And you talked about Anthony. That would be the way he hustles and gets back. Maybe that would be a job for Anthony to come in and deal with this sort of situation here. But it's going to be a lot of width, and we just have to sort of ensure that we know what they're going to do and cut that out. Just get a man and stuff out of them. There's no inverted wingers here. It's back to basics. It's left-footed players down the left, whipping in crosses for a midfield runner and Calvert-Lewin. And I think that's quite basic, effective, but enough for us to deal with if we know what's coming.
Yes, I agree. And I've also got some injury news for everyone. Idrissa Gueye, who Stefan and Dora have both rightly said has scored 6 goals this season, is 50-50. Maguire, Rashford and Evans are all 50-50. Højlund was doubtful, but not ruled out. But according to Harley, he's ruled out for over 3 weeks. And your brother Dan is out a Monday Juma. So he won't be back to terrorise Delo as he did in a European match. But players to watch. Now, the first player I've picked is Dwight McNeil. He's an ex of ours, and he is their main sort of creative outlet on the left. Monday, let's continue with you. Dwight McNeil, thoughts?
He's only 24.
Yeah, 24 is young, isn't it? And he seems like he's been around forever. But 2 sleeves.
Yeah.
Don't like tattoos. Sleeves he's got there. But yeah, fair play to him. I mean, he went from Burnley, and obviously Dyche has brought him to Everton as well. So it's a good move for him. He's very effective. People have sort of rated him. He's like a traditional left-footed player, playing down the left majority of the time. Works really hard and got a good delivery as well. As you can see there, 5 assists this season. It's not bad, is it? And 2 goals for Everton. He's loving it right now. You can see by his smile. But yeah, I just think once again, with the runners they have, Harrison and McNeil, we just need to go with them and ensure that they don't, get the whipping crosses. I don't see anything more in his game. He's very effective. He's athletic. He can run all day, but you just got to run with him. But once you do that, there's no frills and no those actually sort of superb skill set that's going to say more of a danger than that. I just think he's a basic Premier League player and something I wouldn't be too terrified of unless we're on it. We just need to be on it. That's all.
Okay. Stefan, talk to me about Dwight McNeil. Was it a mistake to let him go?
No, I don't think so. I think, the academy's done its job. It's produced another professional footballer. It's a Premier League footballer. And look, he's an old-style winger. He wants to hit the byline. He wants to get crosses off on his left foot, and he will be looking for Calvert-Lewin. He will be looking for Onana or Decore, whoever's making those runs into the box, and that's going to be the threat he offers. He links up with Mykolenko. It is an interesting one because I think one of the natural moves that you might see is obviously if you have an inverted winger, you want to show them on the outside, but maybe with McNeil you want to show him on the inside. But then that opens up the space for Mykolenko. So that could be an interesting thing to watch out for in that sense. If he plays it inside, Garner can probably play it back out wide. So that's maybe something to keep an eye out on in this match. But yeah, I mean, he's a good player. He'll work hard. Nothing spectacular, but for Everton's level, yeah, he's absolutely perfect.
Great. Really, really good stuff, that, Stefan. Dora, can you top that?
I can't, but I can only express my amazement that he is younger than Rashford. And I feel this guy has been in the Premier League for ages. So yeah, I agree. I agree with everything that that guy said. Like, but I just feel that he's been here, and I can't. He's 24. I'm in shock. I'm in shock.
This is according to FB Ref. Everyone always complains about the ages and the heights when I put them up, but I get them from a proper place. But on Monday, I'm worried about Dwight McNeil and Mikhailchenko for this reason here. I went and looked at the space that United give up in football matches. Blue space is space that we tend to dominate. The white space, the grey space is contested by the team, but red space is the areas that we give up. And with McNeil and Mikhailchenko, or whatever he's called, in these areas...
Mikolenko.
Bless you. I'm worried about about the delivery coming in. Should I be?
Well, the red space is the space conceded. And I think what the rule is, as we say, keep compact to protect the middle zone, and let them play out wide. We usually let teams play out wide. It's less dangerous out there, especially with the data that we receive. So when you got a team like Everton or Luton, you've got to adapt your game and adjust accordingly. So I don't think this data, for me, I'm not really a data person, but what this data shows me is that, yeah, it's okay to let people concede the space out wide. It's less of a threat into modern football. This is not the 1980s when there was like 100 crosses coming in every game and you want to stop that. This is a different game we're playing these days. So I'm not too concerned about that. I just think that reflects that we just protect the middle of the park, or try to.
Okay, I'm just going to do some comments before I get to Stefan and Dora. We've got Yanni, who is saying that we've got Maguire, the bulldozer himself. We don't need anyone else. It's music to your ears, isn't it, on Monday? He's more physical than anyone. Just look at him. Oh, and only a 25% chance of playing the fantasy football thing says. I mean, get every medical equipment, like any kind of treatment, new age, anything to get him on the pitch tomorrow. He always plays well against Everton. Am I boring you? Sorry, Dora.
No, sorry. I mean, I got attacked by a yawn. Sorry. You're not boring.
All right. Here's V saying Dan Ashworth's proven track record in football development strategy brings invaluable expertise to Man United's rebuilding efforts, but can he defend in a low block against Everton is what I want to know. And then more bad news. West Ham are losing against a sodden German team. It's not a good night for that fifth place Champions League spot with Brighton and West Ham seemingly getting dumped out. We're really hoping that Azerbaijan team that would be in Leverkusen can hold on. And Andrew is saying that he loves Brailsford. Right, Stefan, talk to me here. Is this more stats nonsense, or is there a concern here?
I think there's a concern. Ideally, you would like to see us control more of the pitch. I feel like control was a key buzzword thrown about a lot last season. We don't have any control really this season from a visual point of view. I think Amanda is right though, because you do want to. I think one of the basics of the actual defending is protect between the goalposts, and that's kind of what we're doing there in and around those areas. But the wide areas is a concern, especially on that left-hand side. If McNeil and Mikolenko are going to be some of their danger players, then chances are, by the data, they're going to get some joy on that left-hand side. And I think whilst the crosses into the box, we might be able to deal with the majority of them. I think one thing that we don't do in general is really stop those crosses in the first place. I think we're quite poor at doing that, but I do feel like there's been quite a few goals this season and last season where fullbacks have lost a man running in behind them, and it's maybe an awareness thing, maybe it's a scanning thing. I'm not 100% sure on it, but we do tend to let those kind of goals in where maybe an Everton player makes a darting run outside the left back, gets in behind him, in that sense attacks the back post, puts it across or puts it in on target. That could be something to watch out for. But I think if we can stop the crosses as best as possible, something that we're not very good at doing, I'll feel a bit more confident about it. But Harry Maguire, I think, will be a big positive to have in this match. Have someone in there with Varane. You can attack the front post, you can attack the back post, and that'll give us more of an opportunity in the air anyway.
Yeah, you've really reminded me of Aaron Wan-Bissaka against Anthony Gordon at Newcastle as a prime example of a player losing his fullback. Dora, what are you saying?
I absolutely agree with everything that the guy said. I think I agree with Stefan. I think one of our biggest problems that we had since, even before, but since Ten Hag came in, is that we let the opposing wingers, we let them have too much space. It's like we are like, I'm not saying that our defender needs to gamble every time and attack the opposing player, but it feels like, they always have space for a cross. They're always kind of, going back, how do you say it? They're just backing off the opposing player a lot because they think, we are controlling, I'm in the zone, I'm in a block, blah, blah. But it always feels like, we are conceding these crosses. And they are, of course, especially, from Everton perspective, they're really, really dangerous. Like, I even look at their West Ham game. I watched it, actually, the last game where they lost 3-1. They were so dangerous. Their huge problem was that, they missed a lot of chances. And then they got caught on the counterattack, especially on that side where Mikolenko and Dwight McNeil were. West Ham, with Jared Bowen, they killed them in the last 10 minutes of the game. And I think that we need to, going back to that point before, I think we need to expose that as well. But first, we need to stop them from, doing those crosses and just, try to be a bit braver, because we are always, sagging off the opposing players, and the defender feels like the opposing, those wingers have so much space to cross. And, I always see our wingers getting blocked than, the opposing players on the other side. I think Dalot is the only one that actually blocks something. It's literally only him. And I'm not trying to, get all on the hype train. He's been the only consistent blocker on this team. He saved us so many times from those dangerous opportunities. On the other side, I haven't seen Luke Shaw do that when he played, in all honesty. He's always kind of sagging off. Lindelof is the same. The only benefit of the doubt is that that's not his natural position. But, that has been a huge issue for years, actually, in United.
I do enjoy a good Dora rant. That was great. I'd also just like to shout out V. He's writing me poetry, which is very
wonderful.
flattering.
Absolutely wonderful. I've been reading it.
It's completely unnecessary.
Really nice.
It's really sweet though. And I've got some more. I've got some more bad news. That Karabakh, those Azerbaijani geniuses, have gave up 2 goals in the last 10 minutes. So I'm afraid, boys and girls, I think 5th place is gone now, like as a Champions League.
Thank God. Thank God.
But anyway, well, you say thank God. I'd be really up for sending the academy boys in the Conference League or something next year. I could really get behind that if, Huddleston and things were there.
I don't like though, because I never felt that, United are that level. I always felt we need to be in the Champions League, but with the way the squad is thin and the way the player management and how we cannot play 2 games a week. It all depends on the summer, but I believe 85% of these players are going to be here next year as well, and it will take a long time to actually rebuild this squad. But as you said, I would actually take maybe Conference League or Europa League or whatever to see how the youngsters are actually faring in those situations.
All right. Well, actually, we got some good news from Yanni saying Germany has no clubs in the Conference League and Villa can win it and bump Germany down to 3rd. This is how bad things are. Right.
We are depending on an Azerbaijani team. It's insane.
I know. Our club is built on the European Cup. We should always be in it. But anyway, we've done an hour, so I'm going to whiz through all the stuff that I've got left for you. Right. Set piece danger, James Tarkowski.
The height.
No Ramonde.
The height. He's 6'3" or 4" at least. No way 6'1".
FB Ref had him at 6'1".
Can someone in the comments find out the height of James Tarkowski, please?
Okay.
With boots on Monday, he's 6'3".
He's pointing at you, saying I'm 6'1", and enough of that. All right, Stefan.
Yes.
Tell me about, like, is this a danger?
I mean, yeah, he's dominant in the air. He's a good box defender. He's maybe not anything spectacular in terms of what he can do on the ball, but as a pure defender, yeah, he's pretty good, and he's probably more than capable of dealing with the attacking threat that we have shown in the last couple of weeks. So we're going to have to put the kind of pressure under him that we're going to need to get the goals on Saturday, if indeed we are going to score. But looking at those stats as well, he's getting touches in the opposition box. He's getting on the end of things from corner kicks, from set pieces as well. Has expected goals. Obviously, he is a centre half getting into good areas, getting good headed shots off in the penalty box, and the assists as well. The assist is important. Looking for flick-ons. He's very willing to make those front post runs, those near post runs, those back post runs. He's going to be someone else to deal with at the weekend, and we have to be up for it, because there has been times when we've had mismatches in the penalty box. We've seen Kobe Manu picking up. I think it was Munoz in the Fulham match, and he was really dominated in that one, and it just gave me flashbacks of poor Christian Eriksen trying to mark Holland last season as well. So we have to be up for this, and we have to be keeping an eye out for Tarkowski, especially in our own penalty box. Okay,
great. On Monday, we've got a man here doing a celebration that we don't see that often anymore at Old Trafford, but it's Decore. He plays the kind of box crashing role. Should we be worried about him? I mean, look how wide he is. What a unit that man is. The shoulders.
Yeah, I don't think he's wiry strong. He's a good runner. He's a guy who'll be leading the preseason cross country. He's so fit and strong like that. I remember Tarkowski. I used to watch him at Brentford. He used to play for Brentford, and this guy used to play for Watford. And proven himself. He's really a good player, and no frills, but he's a sort of dice player where he will run and run and run and run to the point where when you're playing a game and you're blowing out your backside and you see him going again and again and again, you're like, do I have to run this guy? Yes, you do. Unfortunately, so the midfield best watch out, because if he runs, don't think, oh, he's poor, I don't need to pick him up. You do, because as we checked out in the eye test this week with Stefan and Bath Time, you do have to follow your runners sometimes. Casemiro, take note. So yeah, respect him. He's had a good career. And I like to see that. They sort of go from a club and you think they're going to drop off, go in the Championship. He's proven to be a good Premiership player, and it's just from hard work a lot of the time and basic talent, I'd say.
Excellent. Now, Dora, I've put some key men here. Do you know why I've selected these three?
Well, first of all, I think that McTominay and Casemiro bring the physicality in this team. They're good in the air when it comes to set pieces, our set pieces, but the defensive set pieces as well. The other thing is that, when we are having possession, we are building the attack or trying to press. I think that Casemiro needs to be on point. Mino as well. I will put Mino as well there because, as Stefan and you guys pointed out earlier in the stream, that we are we are really suffering on the break against the opposing teams, and I really don't want Casemiro to slide tackle every single guy on the pitch right now. I just need him to stay on the feet. I really need him to do it. Just stay in front. Like, you don't have to slide try. And he misses most of the time. And it leaves, a black hole in the midfield. So I hope that when it comes to Lindelof, I think the only one strength that Lindelof has this season is, I mean, not even like, is he good? Does he have a good passing this season? I don't think so, but I just hope that he can deal with who is there. Sorry, I need to check who is there. Jack Harrison. I think he needs to deal with Jack Harrison in the best way he could. Like, to be fair to him, against City, he was okay against Foden for the most game. Then it kind of, fell apart like the rest of the team. But, I mean, Jack Harrison is supposed to be an easier job for him. I think I think we need good passing from him as well, because that has been his biggest strength since he came in Manchester United. However, this season he's been poor, and I don't know if it is due to him being on the left back. In the last few weeks where I saw him on the left back position, his passing was poor. So I hope that he changes that in this game. But I get why you put these guys here. So, but Lindelof, I'm kind of iffy because he's been bad. So please explain.
Well, I'll tell you why I put Lindelof there, because I think that Varane, if he starts, will probably be the right-sided centre back, and if we have Amrabat at left back and we have Lindelof at left centre back with all their crosses coming from the other side. This is all about aerial duels. The reason I've picked them is Lindelof has got to be on it, because he's going to be babysitting Amrabat, and he's going to be dealing with Onana, Decore coming around the back of him. So I think that he's going to be targeted, and that one of these two guys, Casemiro or McTominay, is going to have to see him through the game. So these are why I think that if these three play well, and look how slim Mr. Casemiro is there, I'd love to see him looking like that again. I think if these three have a good game, we should win. But that's asking a lot. So now, before I get on to dog of the day, for all 46 of you that are still watching, I've got a great picture of a dog at the end. It's always the best part of the show. I want to hear some score predictions from the panel and from you guys in the chat. So, Amonde, should we start with you? A beacon of positivity. What are we getting?
Yeah, with everything we've gone through today in tonight's show about Everton, and I'm inclined to think we can get a win, and we need a win, because you asked how we felt about the City and the Fulham game. We definitely need a win. Hopefully, the fans get behind them. We've got Andy Tate going to the game maybe as well. I'm going for a 1-0 win against Everton. We lock them up, stop them from their getting crosses in and their set pieces and all that, but just get that goal, because I'm a bit concerned. I saw on the data there that Rashford might be out. I'm concerned that Maguire and Evans are out. That's important as well. And I'm just thinking where we're going to get goals from. So I think we're going to go back to type, which is scoring, winning, but only by a goal margin. 1-0 Man United.
Stefan.
Yeah, Joe, I've been listening. I've been thinking. I'm going to go for 2-1. I think we'll win 2-1. It'll be a close match. We can't go a goal behind because, as you said, Everton very good at defending a lead, and that kind of plays into what they'll want to do: sit back, be compact, hit us on the brick, and they can definitely do that. They've got the capabilities of it. I think if we're looking at where goals could come from, I don't know why I've got a strange feeling Scott McTominay is going to score at the weekend. And
it's not a strange feeling. Trust your feelings.
Yeah, I'll trust my gut on it. I'll trust my gut on it, and then I don't know why, but Bruno always seems to have a good match against Everton. Always seems to pop up with a goal. So I'm going to go with Bruno for a goal in this one. But it could be an interesting one. I think having a focal point, even if it is Rashford, that's not ideal through the middle. It's better than nothing, I guess. So I guess Rashford's availability will be important. McTominay needs to have a big match in this one. Bruno as well, and hopefully we can do it.
Great stuff. This is all very positive. Dora.
Oh my God. After everything, all the shit I gave to this team, this stream, I'm going to say 2-0 United. Only thing is that Everton are not scoring goals. They are really poor in goals. Like, even I guess like I always reference that West Ham game because it impressed me how they attacked, but they were missing bare chances. I was shocked. They scored one, but it was too little, too late in the end. Because West Ham are, they're all kind of dodgy as well in the defense. I would go with 2-0. Why? Because you could see. You guys said they're really good at protecting the lead when they are up or 1 or 2 goals, whatever. I think we can expose them from the
Yes,
during their press. I think we can expose them because they have glaring holes in that. Mikolenko kind of always, like, he's always attacking. He's overlapping of McNeil or whoever is on that left side. He leaves a lot of space. And in most cases, the likes of, I'm trying to look at their, Onana is also, I don't know if he's going to start. He's their important player, but he's, as you showcased on your graph earlier, bedtime, he's with almost with Beto or Calvert-Lewin in the attack. I don't think that Gardner has the pace to cover our defenders, and I don't think that Brent White and the likes of Godfrey and Tarkovsky can stop our wingers when we are having so much space behind them. So I believe this will be the game that we get a clean sheet, because what I learned from this team is that every time we are having awful games, we are getting embarrassed by lesser teams, or we are getting embarrassed by our neighbors in the city. I think that we always kind of come back and they kind of give us faith. Not me, because I know this team, I'm not hopeful or anything. They kind of give the faith that they're going to do better, but I think we are going to win. If we don't, then I'm delusional. I don't know what to say to you, but I think we have, despite the deficiencies of the players, I think we still have tools to expose them in that defense.
Okay, great stuff. Well, now look, the comments, we've got Lucky Singh. He's going for 2-0 United, I hope. Right, everyone get ready to boo, because Andrew's gone for 2-1 Everton. Boo! Double A has gone for 3-0 Manchester United, and V has gone for 2-1, but only just. I hope and pray Rashford is out for my own sanity. DK Wilson is going for 2-1, and Lucky Singh had a comment that made me laugh, where he's really struggling with how you spell Tchaikovsky, which I am with you on that as well, to be honest. Lucky Singh, it's a hard one.
It's not hard one, sorry.
All right, and Yale is just pissing about here. And so is We Deserve Better. What is this, boys? Oh, you've changed your profile pic again, We Deserve Better, I think. Right. To end the show, there's over 40 people watching, and we're always delighted that you spend time with us. We've recently been incorporating pictures of dogs that I like into the show. And I've got another one for you tonight, which is quite a famous one, which is Hashiko. Monday, do you know this dog?
I've heard the story. I've heard the story. Well, I just read that story quickly, yeah. But Japanese dogs, my friend's in Japan, my friend's in Japan right now on touring around the country, and there's little monkeys she's showing and dogs as well. The dogs are so different out there. But yeah, I've heard the story, but never seen the dog before. So what a loyal dog that was, and respect to him.
All right, so it's a lovely story. Like, Stefan, you know this story, I'm sure.
Yeah. I've seen that story. It's just a lovely story. Like, and I mean, I would say most people love dogs as well. Like, I've got my own, of course. So yeah, it's a lovely story. A very loyal dog, obviously, and yeah, I mean, it's just a nice story, really.
Can we get your dog on the show maybe at some point? Like, Monday's covered in them all the time.
I mean, he's a Labrador, so I don't know if he's going to climb on top of me. That's a.
Labradors are great.
Yeah, they are amazing.
What's his name, Stefan?
He's actually called Rio.
Rio. Ah.
Yeah.
Showing your love.
For Duran.
Yeah.
For the city, obviously. For De Janeiro. Nothing else.
So for those of you that don't know, this is the story of a dog that used to patiently wait for its owner to get off the train every day. And even though that photo like makes it look like it's from the 1870s, I believe it's from the 90s. And this dog would wait for his owner, and then one day his owner died. And every single day, the dog would still go down to the station and wait for his owner to return. And on the right, you can see a statue that was made of this dog. But after a campaign, they said that this wasn't right. And so the owner was also put in a statue next to him, so that they were finally reunited. And I just think it's both heartwarming and heartbreaking. Dora, what's going on there?
I mean, I refuse to watch this movie. I refuse. I know there is the Japanese version. There is a version with Richard Gere. I absolutely refuse to watch any movie like my friend Skip. I'm dead after that movie. Marley and Me. I was bawling my eyes out. And which purpose life purpose of a dog, whatever it's called, the recent movie from 2018. I refuse, because I mean I have my own dog. He's currently going through a crisis because he wants to have a girl, but he cannot. He's trying to escape the yard, and I'm fighting for him. He's in a sexual depression, I would say.
Wow.
So it's really interesting to live through that. And he's 12 years old. It doesn't matter the age. He is an old horny dog. So yeah, I need to deal with him. But yeah, I love dogs as well. So yeah, I'm very emotional with dogs. And
I saw an amazing film. I saw an amazing clip recently, Dora. I think it's from a remake of Call of the Wild about 2016 or something. And someone falls into the ice, and this dog goes in like John Cena, and he's swimming away like he's a little submarine, and he starts breaking the ice to get to help like his master escape. And as he's breaking the ice, you see like a silhouette of his wolf ancestor looking down on him. It's really weird but great. And then the man gets saved. He gets dragged out of the ice, and they look round for the dog, but the dog's not there. And the man starts crying. Everyone's weeping, and then a minute later, the dog just turns up with a stick. It's better than the Shawshank Redemption. That scene is honestly, I love it so much.
I can't watch it.
But like, yeah, look, DK Wilson is saying, he's with you. Can't watch those films either. Amonde, do you get overly attached to dogs in films and things like that? You're a huge lover of animals.
Yeah, there's a film called Kojo. It's like from the 80s.
But the rabies, Stephen King.
Yeah, Stephen King, and that film would turn you off dogs for sure. Don't watch it if you're a dog lover, because it would, it was what's those dogs with the big barrel around? It's
a Saint Bernard rescue dog.
Yeah, it's one of those big Saint Bernard dogs, and it goes around terrorizing people, eating people. Really horrific, and that really scared me as a youngster. But dogs, like I said, dogs are amazing. I'm surrounded got 3 dogs with me right now, always by my side. I miss them so much when I'm at work. I drop them off. I take them walkies in the morning, go to work, and I'm driving home thinking about them. And as soon as I get in, it's cuddles, kisses, and we go out walkies. And they're honestly the best. Yeah, you're so loyal, best friends you could ever have. And I love to meet Stefan's Labrador. I was going to say Golden Retriever, because they're wonderful dogs as well. Every time I meet them, they're just such great dogs. Family dogs. They always like jumping in rivers, don't they?
Like Red Bull Challenge or something. Great. So if you're a regular viewer and you have a pet, send it in because I really like doing like pictures of pets and dogs at the end of the week. If it's a cat, if it's a monkey, even if it's a goldfish. My first pet was a goldfish called Godzuki. Miss him every day.
I will send you a picture of my parrot.
Well, we've seen your parrot on stream, but definitely get that parrot in.
Brilliant.
Really? When? You heard him.
Can I just say as well, with dogs, they should always be 2 syllables. Never name your dog like Robinson or something like that. It's always 2 syllables. Otherwise, you mess it up. What's your parrot's name, Dora?
Pee. It is Pee, yeah. Pee.
But and unsurprisingly, Andrew Williams knows that.
Yes, of course. He's my famous parrot that everyone knows about, because at the beginning, he would be near me, in his home, I would say, and he would. Every time I would criticize Harry Maguire, he would start screaming and, making noises. So that's how, the audience, the Manchester United audience, predominantly at Trivial Devils United, notice him on rich channels as well. Now he has a bigger house. He's, just 5 meters from me, but he is in a dark. He's probably sleeping right now. So, yeah, people know about Pipi.
He must be delighted that Maguire's having a good season, to be honest.
Yeah, I haven't heard from him, in ages. So maybe he's, glad as well that Maguire is doing okay.
Dora, you're a gamer, aren't you?
Oh, you know me.
There's a game I used to love when I was growing up called Shinobi, and he used to have a dog with him, like a white wolf dog. And so when you're out of like stars or arrows or something, to attack your opponent, you just set the dog on him. Just one little whistle, bam, you go and yam the dog and you do your business. But yeah, dogs are just so loyal. Love that. Spit the dog. Says,
yeah, like there's spit the dog.
He's lovely.
All right.
Wait. We deserve better's dog.
I've showed it.
Lovely.
I mean, maybe what we could do is we could do the eye test, but instead of like having like the players, we could just put people's dogs in and have them all whizzing about the screen. Right, we're going to end it here. I'm going to put in chat. I'm going to put a link in chat to our friend Rich, who is still going live. As there's 40 of you, pop over and say hello and demand to know the name of everyone's dog. And Monday. What's up?
Last point, different sport, boxing. Big fight tomorrow night on a Friday night, unusually, in Saudi. It's Ngannou against Anthony Joshua. And I've got a feeling it might be an upset.
Do you think so?
You know what? Anthony Joshua looks rattled. And I always say...
Ngannou's really having it today.
He's a scary dude. And he's got nothing to lose. And I think Anthony Joshua... He's a bit fragile, always been a bit fragile, but puts on his persona. And I think he couldn't even speak today. He was struggling to speak. He had to compose himself. His stomach, I was watching his breathing. He was really struggling. I think he's a bit anxious. So that could play into it a little bit. But this guy in Ghana, if he hits you, it's going to hurt. So I'm just really, really keen to watch that fight tomorrow night.
And that is why there may not be a show tomorrow night. But we'll let you know on social media. So I think that there is there a watch along on? We don't know if there's a watch along.
It's a 12 o'clock kickoff, isn't it? Saturday, Steph?
Yeah.
I'm missing the game. I'm in Zagreb. I'm doing a preview, but I will miss the game.
Drinking and dancing, aren't you?
Yes, I'm hanging out with my friends and I'm having fun.
And I'm going to a concert on the Saturday night as well, so I might not be around for the post-match show. It's Jean Khan. Don't know if anyone knows Jean Khan. No?
Never heard of her.
No.
Look her up. Great singer. Don't Let It Go to Your Head, she sings, and other classics.
All right, should we end the show?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks for our time. Great show. Big up Stefan, big up Dora, big up everyone in the comments. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Please subscribe to Stefan United Philosophy, and we will probably see you all tomorrow. But if we don't,